You might think the subject of the Revolutionary War was not a subject relating to pirates, but pirates are opportunists, and the opportunity to gain legitimacy by claiming they worked for the British was too good to pass up.
One such man was Joseph Whelan Jr., who was also referred to as Tory Joe. This homegrown marauder wreaked havoc on Delmarva, but for a villain, actually, his story is one to hear, which is why we've got Andy Nunez with us this afternoon. He's an author and amateur historian, telling us more about this salty swashbuckler. Oh, it's good to have you, sir. Sorry about that. I'll get you a towel. So, how did Tory Joe get started as a pirate?
Well, he didn't start as a pirate. He started as a pilot on a boat working for a merchantman who was selling goods up and down the Pocomoke River.
Yeah. Oh.
But when the war started and they kicked the British governor of Virginia out of Virginia, he formed a fleet in the bay. He was Lord Dunsmore. And Tory Joe's boss decided to trade with him to make some money, and apparently the governor took a liking to him and gave him his own fleet.
Oh.
And he began to raid up and down the peninsula to get supplies for the fleet.
So what kind of conflicts did he get into?
Well, you name it, he got into it. he started with nothing. Later accounts say he wore a gold-trimmed jacket. So, but he came up the Nanticoke, he came up Wicomico, he came up everywhere he could go.
Oh, wow.
He plundered. He did whatever he could do to shut down Patriot traffic in the area. And he was not above getting even the smallest ships, because his base was at Smith Island, along with the Misters, Marmaduke Mister and Stephen Mister, who were also notorious Tories, but they waylaid this one poor fellow's ship. His name was Moses Yell. Took everything he had, took his clothes except for what he was wearing, took his purse, which had 40 shillings in paper money, and they were going to use his ship as part of their fleet, but they ran it aground.
Oh my.
Okay, maybe not. It was a good idea. So whatever happened to Tory Joe?
Well, Tory Joe ended up getting arrested because he got smallpox, and he was so sick he couldn't defend himself, and they got his schooner and arrested him on the schooner, and he went to jail. And he stayed there for 4 or 5 years. He complained that he was naked, but he wasn't probably, but he did get some clothes from the authorities. And eventually, he was released on bond. There were these two fellows from Somerset County, Samuel Covington and Thomas Holbrook, who went 10,000 pounds bail for him to get out. He went to the local militia captains, the fellow was named the Shield, and said he changed his ways. He was no longer a Tory.
Okay.
Next thing the Shield knew, he was getting a letter from Colonel Hooper of the Dorchester militia saying, "Would you please arrest Tory Joe?"
Oh my goodness.
Because he's staking ships up here. And they did. They plundered all up and down the Nanticoke from Vienna through Governor Henry, one of Maryland's first early governors. He had a house on the Nanticoke. It's gone now, but it fell into the river from erosion. But they raided his house. They took everything that wasn't nailed down. They used his horse for target practice.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Killed his horse with a cannonball and burned his ship at the Vienna dock to the waterline, and he was out 20,000 pounds value just from the ship. So yeah, he was nasty.
This is one of the stories in your book, Pirates of the Eastern Shore.
Yes.
Yeah, where can folks get a hold of that book?
Pirates of the Eastern Shore can be found on Amazon, but if you want a signed copy, go to Discover Sea Shipwreck Museum in Fenwick Island. You can go to Somerset Hidden Treasures, Princess Anne. You can go to Bay Country Shop in Cambridge. You can go to Vintage Books in Easton. They'll all have copies. And Blackwater Apothecary, downtown Salisbury. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I'm sorry.
There is a place near you. Go get it.
Go get it. Yeah. But yeah, or you can see me at a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Andy Nunez, thank you so much.
Happy to be
for
here.
coming in.
Yeah.